personal computer revolution started about 40 miles south of here in an area now called the Silicon Valley. But there is a new technology revolution underway, and it's called multimedia, redefining the way we create and consume information and entertainment. The center of this new revolution is right here in San Francisco, in this part of town, now called Multimedia Gulch, home to dozens of new companies developing new multimedia products like this game, Iron Helix, a software game created by a company called Drew Pictures. Today, we'll focus on multimedia on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is brought to you in part by Intel, microprocessor technology for the software of today and tomorrow. Intel, the computer inside. Additional funding is provided by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy. And by Hewlett-Packard, Personal Computer Division.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stewart Cheifet. With me today is Dave Grenowetzky of the Software Toolworks Company. Dave, I guess one of the benefits of multimedia is you can use the motion and the sound and all that to really simulate a real-life experience. In your case, with this disc called The Animals, you're letting me go to the zoo without buying the plane ticket to San Diego, right?
Absolutely. It's just like making a trip to the zoo, but without the smells.
All right, show us how it works.
Sure. What we have here is basically the way you navigate around a zoo when you go to it. You get one of the little 3D maps and you walk to the areas you're interested in. Here, let's go to the savannah. This is an area where there's lots of animals of interest. So here we are, but we're in the savannah. We're seeing what it looks like, and we're hearing the sounds of the savannah. So it takes you one more step inside. Then we can look at the various kind of animals that live there. Everybody's favorite is the lion. Let's go take a look at the lion. And we have lots and lots of information, articles on this side, and multimedia assets on this side. So here's a picture of a lion. Click on the little speaker. We can hear the sounds of the lion within their environment. And on top of that, there's over 2.5 hours of sounds in here, and there's also an hour and 10 minutes of movies in about 86 clips. So we can look at the lions moving around in their habitat. It's really a neat way to explore it, and you can read as much or as little as you want and see things in the order you want to see them. Some of the other fun things around there is that we can move around, take tours, visit kids' areas, Storyland, and go to the research center where the San Diego Zoo does the work to protect endangered species. And that's one of the things that we help to promote with this product. So it's just a really fun, enjoyable way to make a trip to the zoo.
That's great, a good example of multimedia. Okay, multimedia is to video what desktop publishing was to print. Almost anybody with the right computer tools can now create impressive, high-impact presentations. One of the best tools for doing that is a program called Director 4.0 from Macromedia.
Pyramid Technologies used this multimedia presentation at a recent software convention. It was developed by Print's Electronic Design, utilizing Macromedia's Director 4.0 multimedia authoring software.
Director is analogous to PageMaker on the print side. It's a place where we can bring together all the material that we make for a multimedia presentation. And although our digital video and sounds and scanned photographs may be put together in other applications, they're all brought in through Director's extensive importing capabilities and assembled and sequenced within Director.
Version 4.0 boosted the number of media elements from 512 to 32,000 and increased the number of interactive elements designers can put on the screen at any one time. While the new version packs a lot more design power, it's also easier to use.
Director in the past has been the standard tool for multimedia production, but some people have said, well, it's hard to access all that power. And what we've really tried to do with this release is make it more accessible so that more people can use it and get involved in multimedia.
Colligan says the continued increases in processing power will soon bring the ability to create virtual world authoring software that's able to emulate the physics of real life. So rather than the tools limiting the design, we're not far from the day when the only limitation will be the power of the designer's imagination. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Jonelle Patterson.
One of the major advances in multimedia was the development of QuickTime from Apple. Now there is QuickTime 2.0, and to go along with it, the new Apple Professional Video Production System. Here to show us how it all works is Paul Wollaston, Director of Apple's New Media Division. We're going to see a lot of great multimedia products during the course of the show. The question I have for you is, how do you create these things? And I want you to go through the solution you guys at Apple have for multimedia products.
Certainly. Stuart, we're really excited that finally multimedia is here,
right?
After all these years, and we want people to be able to access multimedia tools as easily as they possibly can. So we've compiled these solutions to help people do that.
All right, what are the hardware components in your video production system?
Well, we started out with a Quadro 950. It's an off-the-shelf Macintosh, 16 megs of RAM. Inside is a PDS slot, and hooked to that PDS slot is a 2 gigabyte storage dimension high-speed array. We also have a CD-ROM drive external and 2 speakers for audio, the Apple design speakers. We also, at the heart of this solution, is the Radius Video Vision Studio. This is the card that allows us to input the video, digitize it, and then take it out, utilizing QuickTime as its environment, in effect.
All right, let's talk about the software environment. What are the components up here you have going?
Well, for software, it comes packaged with Premiere 3.0 and Video Fusion for special effects. Premiere, a very powerful editing package. It allows me to digitize my QuickTime movies, bring them onto the hard drive, and in fact, I already have set up for you here in my project list just a few clips. In fact, I can open one of these up. It opens up as a QuickTime movie. This is Peter Gabriel's tour, and I've inputted 3 particular video clips. They're all about half a minute long. Here we have a construction environment. Premiere allows us to literally edit video as we would normally in an analog system.
So you can drop in a piece of video?
Sure. In fact, we'll just drop that in right now. This is the Peter Gabriel piece. It has the audio track with it as well. I'm also going to take in an earlier video that
So you drop in a second piece of video.
Second piece of video.
You've got an audio track down there too.
An audio track comes in on the second track. It's all linked. And of course, I have a series of transitions. I can pick from a number of them. I'm going to use a barn door transition right now. By double-clicking on this, I can show the actual sources from video A to video B, and I can show the transition. So it's very easy to construct transitions, layer special effects. You can output video to Adobe Photoshop, for instance, and add single-frame effects. People are using this quite effectively. And so that you end up with, show you an example, QuickTime movies that will play back. In this particular case, I'm just playing single frames.
So these are single frames that would go into the finished product before you've done all the effects.
And what we're showing here are some of the effects that are actually generated in Video Fusion and Adobe Photoshop. So I'm showing you the different frames that are used. Let me stop that now for a second. And now what I'd like to do is actually show you some end product.
Okay, so what is it we're going to look at now?
What we're going to see...
American Gladiators thing was
right. This was created by 2 producers in LA. They actually created this over a weekend and went into the producers.
So it was their demo reel,
This was their demo reel, and the producers loved it. Now, what you're going to see is broadcast quality. This is playing on TV today in North America.
On the system.
Completely created and edited on Macintosh. I'm just going to drop this onto my Radius player, and we'll see it on the NTSC monitor.
That's pretty sharp, Paul. That's definitely multimedia, no question about it. A couple of quick questions. This was all created on this system, right?
Absolutely.
What does it cost to buy this system?
This system will be available in North America for just under $10,000.
Okay, and QuickTime 2, when's it going to be available?
Well, we announced it last month. It should be shipping early in the summer, and will be available for both Windows as well as Macintosh.
And I would take it you're excited about getting a PowerPC chip inside here?
Absolutely. That's going to come very shortly. PowerPC allows us to bring all of our multimedia technologies to everyone in one box that will allow people to run Mac, Windows, and DOS applications all in one.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, one of the hottest new multimedia titles is Explora One, Peter Gabriel's Secret World. It was created by a company in San Francisco's Multimedia Gulch called Brilliant Media.
This time you've gone too far.
This is just one of the ways you can interact with Peter Gabriel and his music on the Explora One CD-ROM. This screen lets you play with the audio mix, and others take you on a trip into the mind behind the music.
Kiss That Frog, I was reading a book by Bettelheim.
The developers at Brilliant Media focused on using Peter Gabriel's personality to guide you through the many layers of Explora One.
Most computer programs, you do something with them, they don't really do anything back with you per se. And so this was, our idea was to put Peter on the screen and have him be your guide through this. So he pops up all over the place. He tells you what's going on. He makes funny comments. He goads you to try things you haven't tried as well.
There are many weird and wonderful instruments from all over the world. Why not try playing a few of these yourself?
Brilliant Media has its own multimedia authoring software for sequencing of the many elements that make up the program.
It's like a page maker for multimedia. It lets us take these elements very quickly and combine them together. So for us, that's a less arduous process than it is for most people using traditional tools who spend months really doing stuff like that.
Explorer One is available in some record stores in addition to traditional software outlets. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Jonelle Patterson.
One of the best parts of multimedia is that it's fun. Here to show us some of her favorite multimedia titles is Gina Smith, Editor-in-Chief of Electronic Entertainment Magazine.
Hey, Stewart.
Okay, you got two things you're going to show us, Gina. Let's start over here. This is a game called Wrath of the Gods, kind of an interactive adventure movie.
It is, and it's for adults. It's a game, actually, and they've done two very significant things that appeal to adults. One, these aren't Smurfy cartoon characters, and two, most importantly, I think, they let you cheat. You know, if you're an adult with a job.
You get stuck in an adventure game.
You do, and who has the time to keep going?
Okay, so how do you cheat?
Going back. Well, just like in the Greek times, in fact, I should have mentioned this game is based on Greek mythology. Content is a lot cheaper that way. You can go directly to the Oracle, just like in ancient times. It'll cost you points, but she can come on and tell you how to cheat. Here she is.
Severe looking.
You are wise to consult the Oracle, an ethical font of mystic advice. But it'll cost you 5 points for each hint. Rumor has it that you can get the hints for free in info. But you gotta dig for it.
So this is it. So
why bother when you've got a mystic pal like me?
Now, if I were to hit hint, she would actually give me a hint. But let's try our luck
go
without
back to where we were.
cheating. This is
show us the movement a second, because it's so smooth in this game.
It is really very smooth. You can see that he can walk all around. Let's see if I can get him to walk over here. Maybe not.
Okay.
Let's have him talk to this guy. The point in the, here he goes, he walks.
You tell him to talk, he walks.
You know, this is a live character. He's actually a
He's
waiter
got a mind
at
of his own.
Greek restaurant in San Francisco.
Really?
So ask him sometime, why don't you walk?
I am Skyron, and these are my cliffs.
These are Skyron's cliffs, and he looks pretty mean. He'll tell you something to do at this point.
I demand that you kneel down before me and wash my feet.
I think we better do that. He looks pretty frightening, so you see the character automatically kneels. He's doing this. Now, I've played this game before, and sometimes if Skyron gets the urge, he kicks you off the cliff. And I think he just kicked us off.
And you
the
dead
cliff.
now?
Well, you know, in most games you would be dead and this would be the end of the game, but not in Wrath of the Gods. Now you keep playing the game either in Hades or Heaven, depending on how you've played this.
Okay, so we're descending. I take it we're going into
we
Hades
are
or
descending.
the underworld here.
You can see that.
Okay, so what's going to happen when we get there?
Well, you can keep playing the game and looking for clues. The goal is to find your parentage and to regain your rightful place as royalty in this Greek kingdom.
Okay, but I understand one of the penalties you can't cheat when you go down below. Is that
no,
right?
you cannot
She's not
consult
around.
the Oracle.
All right, so what's here?
This is the river Styx, as you might recall from the Greek tragedies. Let's talk to one of these characters. You can always tell you're in the underworld when the people are transparent. See, so if you ever see anyone transparent, this will be a clue. Okay. Here we have somebody talking to us.
Kingdom of the Dead. Say, you look kind of healthy hanging around down here.
All right, let's leave the underworld there if we can for a second and go over here to this, and this is called Toonland.
This is.
Can we get them to shut up there?
I'm just going to shut it up.
Get those Greek waiters to be quiet, please. Okay, this is Toonland, and we're going to play with this one. This is kind of interactive Saturday morning cartoon for kids, right?
Yes, exactly. Now, this is the barnyard scene, and the idea here is if you've ever seen the Broderbund titles that let you click on stuff and you get a little bit of animation, here you get whole cartoons. If you look and I click on this character here, you'll see he'll like jump up and enchant us with song and dance. Here he is.
I may be a pig, but I can play a mean banjo.
And he really can.
I come from Alabama.
You know what's so significant about this title is the star quality players involved in it. The band here playing these songs is composed of people like John Anderson from Yes, Skunk Baxter from the Doobie Brothers, Scott Page, the saxophonist from Pink Floyd, and the whole thing is being funded by junk bond king Michael Melton.
This is the real convergence, huh? Hollywood and Silicon Valley.
It really is. Merv Adelson is one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, and also is on the board at Time Warner, is very involved
Okay, it's
in this.
Toonland, and we don't have any more time to show it, I'm afraid, Gina.
That's okay.
Thanks a lot. All right, not all of multimedia is just for entertainment. IBM, in cooperation with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, is also using multimedia technology to solve a serious social problem.
This multimedia kiosk at Washington National Airport displays constantly updated images of missing children, along with safety tips and information about the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. IBM donated the hardware, software, and support for the system, which is the first of thousands of units planned for airports, train stations, and shopping malls across the country.
The computer industry is our single greatest partner in the effort to find missing children. We find children through the use of images and information, and in America there are 17,000 police departments, there are millions of people, and we recognize that the more quickly we can disseminate images and information, the more people we can reach in the most timely, effective manner, the greater likelihood that we're going to have to find a child.
The kiosk contains an IBM PS2 running OS 2 2.1, augmented with an Action Media 2 DVI board and an audio digitizing card. The use of music and motion is key, since the hope is that it will attract more passers-by to the other very serious and important information on display. And multimedia capability means images of missing children will be more realistic and recognizable.
Now we have the ability to not only show a high-quality, full-color image of a child, but we can put a voice to that child. Then not only that, but we can put full motion. We can actually see that child playing, running, walking.
New images are transmitted instantly to the kiosk via modem from the National Center.
With the milk carton, with our previous photo campaign, it takes days, weeks, or months. So time is the enemy, particularly in these breaking cases where we know the first 48 to 72 hours is absolutely vital. And we know, and it's our working assumption in every case, that somebody knows. And that if we can reach enough people with the best information possible in a timely manner, we're going to recover more children.
This kiosk has become a test lab for the theory that multimedia is more than just a toy. The hope is it'll become an effective tool for reuniting families and saving lives. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Jonelle Patterson.
If you want to get into multimedia, you need the right hardware. One of the leading companies in supplying that is MediaVision. Here to show us their new toys is Greg Resnick. All right, you've got two things to show us. First of all, Reno, which is your sort of portable personal CD-ROM drive. Describe that to us.
Okay, well, it's a brand new product, and what it starts out as is a very fast 180 millisecond double-speed CD-ROM drive that's great for attaching to any kind of system. It's SCSI on the back, standard SCSI 2 interface, so it can be used with a PC or a Mac or even on a Sun if you want to do that. And that actually is part of the advantage here, is that it's so portable that you can move it back and forth from home to the office or anywhere in between.
Take it on the plane if you want.
Absolutely. It's got battery powered, it can be used portably, and it can be moved around very easily. We really kind of wanted to upgrade the person instead of the computer this
time. Now what's the back part of it here?
The back part is actually the SCSI interface and the power for the CD-ROM drive. There's a separate set of batteries, and if you take them apart, now it's a Discman, and it can be used just for portable CD audio.
All right, and this is your little carrying case here for
That's
this
right.
thing?
It comes in a protective carrying case so that you can take it around and not worry about it. And the carrying case actually is convertible, so if you want to use it for the Discman itself, the carrying case wraps around and can be used just like that.
Pretty nice. Okay, so that's one solution to getting the CD-ROM drive plugged
right.
in your machine. Now over here with what you call Memphis, this is a whole multimedia upgrade kit in one box, huh?
It's a completely integrated multimedia subsystem. It includes speakers, really nice sounding speakers, and a double-speed CD-ROM drive stored in here and connected up through a sound
And
card
you got
into
your
the
controls
computer.
actually on top of the box here?
Yeah, we found that our customers use their CD-ROM drives for CD audio about 40% of the time. It's a lot. And so what we want to do is take those CD audio controls, put them out on the outside of the box so you can control the CD even, without going on to some program that's on the computer. When the phone rings, you can get that volume down real fast. So it makes it a really convenient package.
All right, now this is a PC peripheral. Comes with an interface card that you plug in?
Comes with a sound card and a whole bunch of CD-ROM titles, and suggested list price is about $9.99.
Okay, I know one of your favorite games is Critical Path, and we have that up here. And let's sort of demonstrate the functioning of the Memphis box here by playing Critical Path and show us how that works.
I'm going to very early on in the game where we've just established contact with her.
Okay. Now, this is real Hollywood on a computer, right?
That's right.
Great production values.
9 rounds. 9 lives. Great. At least it does know. If there's anything you can do, soldier, you better do it now.
Now, I've read the book, so I know how to save her.
Okay.
And I've entered the code that will bring down the machine gun.
Because that's the gun you just launched.
And I'll send her an alert signal so she'll know to duck.
And she's going to blow the bad guys away?
Yeah, I am with my remote control here from the controller.
I see. And what happens next?
So now she's ready to move on, and it's time to get on with the game and find new adventures.
Let's take a look.
Great. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to run like hell.
Pretty smooth video and nice sync with the sound and the video.
Yeah, and it's full
too,
16-bit video, so it looks real good.
That's
too.
great. Okay, that's Critical Path. That's Memphis. I didn't ask you, how much is it for the Reno drive?
The Reno kit comes all ready to go with a Mac or a PC. Suggested price on that is $399.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's our look at multimedia. Stay tuned now for this week's computer news on Random Access.
In the Random Access file this week, Compaq says its Presario 425 PC is not just for the computer store anymore. Now you can find it at Walmart. Compaq says it wants to expand its reach into the consumer market, so it will start selling the Presario at more than 900 Walmart stores across the country. The Presario 425 comes with a built-in telephone answering machine, a fax modem, pre-installed home software, and energy-saving features. IBM says the release of its new Simon Personal Communicator will be delayed for several months because of problems with the unit's fax capability. The Simon is a portable cell phone with an LCD touchscreen and computing power. And Peripheral Land Incorporated is shipping a new 200 megabyte high-performance portable hard drive that's compatible with Power Macintosh, standard Macintosh, and PC systems. The Infinity Turbo 200 is based on the SciQuest SCSI 2 mechanism. LightSource Computer Images has a new handheld device for accurate color capture. The Colortron hardware-software combo gives color consistency that was previously available only through the use of high-cost spectrophotometers. Colortron for the Macintosh will retail for $1,000 and will begin shipping this summer. Individual Software has a new program for those that need help grasping the concept of multimedia. Multimedia Professor on CD-ROM guides you through the many elements of multimedia and gives advice on upgrade solutions for your PC. My Computer Diary is a new program from Stone & Associates that encourages computer literacy for young women. My Computer Diary has calendar, personal diary, and timeline functions, along with biographies and photos of famous women. Reality Technologies has introduced Reuters Money Network for Quicken users. This Windows product automatically analyzes your Quicken portfolio accounts and tells you which ones are winners and losers and where you should invest next. The software and online service also provides market news and the latest stock quotes. And if the stock market news is too depressing, maybe you should investigate the Good Mood program. This DOS-based program was developed by Dr. Kenneth Colby, an early pioneer in the field of artificial intelligence. The Good Mood program provides conversational responses and the use of free expression in the evaluation of your level of mental depression. This therapist on a disc is available from the Malibu Artifactual Intelligence Works in California. And that's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. I'm Janelle Stelson.